initially attracted to you, I might sleep with you within a week and, already know, but say there isn't that initial attraction, it might take up to a month, but it could still happen.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Okay, do I ever date out of my type? So, I was having this conversation over the weekend. I am willing to give anyone a shot if it's just going to take longer for me to warm up to you. So my actual physical type is very tall, over 6'4", curly hair, tan. I don't care about the ethnicity. You could be white, mixed, Middle Eastern, Spanish. That's just what I like physically. But if you don't possess those physical traits, I'm still going to give you a chance. And also, that doesn't get you in the door just because you have those things. You also have to be able to hold a conversation with me, be intellectual, be interested in the same things, be just an absolute freak.
I'm like, are we describing? I'm like, I was looking at her nails. I was like,
fuck off. So it's really a combination of things for me. Say you don't have the physical side, you could be a 5'11", 5'6". If you're a great person and you take the time to get to know me, you really take the time to treat me the way that I deserve, and we have all the mental stimulation that I need, then it can definitely bypass you not being my physical type.
Yeah.
I also don't really give a fuck about what someone does for a living, their money, this, that, because I have my own. I've been absolutely obsessed and infatuated with a HVAC worker before. Like, wanted to marry him, wanted him to have my kids. So that's not really like a thing for me. I don't even know where that one came from. Like, I was just on...
I was in love with my Cheesecake Factory coworker.
See, this video right here really breaks down what I talk about when I break down Brodie's scale of sexual attraction, right? So when she talked about the different things and how she decides how she's going to deal with a man, what you'll notice is this. There is that initial level of attraction, and you could say that that ranges from the 10 to 8 range, right? And I would say that she was more so speaking from a perspective of the 9 to really an 8 level of sexual attraction, which is if a man has those physical attributes that she finds sexually appealing, then she'll go ahead and go for that. You know what I mean? She will. Maybe take like a week. It's nothing crazy, right? But she is willing to give a man a shot if she isn't sexually attracted to him purely based on him giving her enough emotional validation, social validation. And, for each woman is different. For some women, they expect it to be more financial. She said it doesn't really matter what he does as long as he shows that, he treats her well and gives her the mental stimulation. The mental stimulation would count as the emotional validation, and treating her the way she wants to be treated, that would count as taking her out. So that would be financial, right? Financial compensation and social validation. Now, when she says it would take like a month, that would go under the marker of under the rating of a 6 to 7 level of sexual attraction, right? 6 to 7 level. Now that 7 levels, just get along with her. That's more so that, plausible deniability range. So maybe when she was initially speaking, she was also speaking of somewhat of a 7 level of sexual attraction. So there may have been a little bit of dishonesty there, but it seems like she was being mostly honest about her point of view on it. I think what we as men have to understand is that just because you got the woman doesn't mean that you're dealing with the woman on your terms, right? Why treat a woman as an exception who doesn't see you as exceptional? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Yeah, you might eventually get her. And if you don't care, it doesn't really matter, right? But why put that woman in the position of giving her girlfriend treatment, possible girlfriend, possible wife treatment, when she isn't even sexually attracted to you on the level that she would be or would need to be in order to sleep with a man when he wanted to? Why? Why? Now, one thing that you might be missing out on here is that I'm sure not every single dude who she slept with in the first week was a guy who fit up into that archetype of what she was talking about. But there are some other things within what she expressed that she would need from that type of man. If a man didn't fit necessarily that blueprint of what she said, But he had some of those other things that she talked about, as far as being able to hold a conversation, being a downright freak. And some of those things in a masculine dominant way, she would go for that dude too. It's just a matter of, she made her point clear. If the sexual attraction isn't there on a pure level up front, right, then she'll be more inclined to want to see how much the man really likes her before engaging sexually, versus that wouldn't be the main thing on her mind with the man who she's actually sexually attracted to, right? So when you understand this, the scale of sexual attraction isn't about what type of woman it is. It's not about what type of woman it is. Some people always will, some people never will, most people are somewhere in between. Every interaction with a woman is about how sexually attracted she is to you, not necessarily how she's been with everyone else. Assume that anywhere on that spectrum, she could have been with someone else in the past. She could have been with someone she felt a higher level about. She could have been with someone she felt a lower level about. The point is, you have to set your standards over what type of treatment you like, and not just take a woman by her word and say, okay, well, if you want to wait, that means that you really like me and I really like you and you want to take things slow. No, it's not that she wants to wait because she really likes you. She wants to wait because she wants to see if you really like her before she's willing to invest her body, because she doesn't see your dick as at least an equivalent exchange to her pussy. Understand that. So it's just a little breakdown, Brodie scale of sexual attraction, right? You know, it ranged from 5 to 10. And this breakdown, she's more so talking about that 8 level, right? But then also down to the 6 level. And because she has her own money, it seems that she doesn't prefer to go to the 5 level, which is having to be her husband, or her, having to be her husband or provide for her financially to do it. That's the 5 level. So, based off where her cup is, she has enough abundance to not have to go there because she has her own money, right? So that's another thing to think about. Based off of how much abundance a woman has in her life, she's not going to go too low. But also keep in mind cup theory. If she's had bad experiences recently with guys who are a little bit higher in the sexual attraction range, she's going to want to slow things down because her cup is low. And oftentimes guys try to take advantage of that circumstance, not recognizing that they're the one who's being taken advantage of. It's a mutual thing. You're allowing sex to be emotionally transactional, right? And not deal with a woman who values you on that level, who sees you in that particular way. You got to understand that. Now, some women, once you cross that point, if you're compatible, the things will be cool. They'll be somewhat smooth sailing. But in a lot of instances, whatever you did to initially hit it is what you're going to have to continue to do to continue hitting it. And if you can't maintain that, you're going to lose the woman. You got to understand that. You got to understand that. So like she said, it ranges from, it could be within a week if she's attracted enough to a guy, which means a couple of those are probably within a day or less than a day. You know what I mean? And that's cool. Those are the guys who are her type. But understand that that type is more of a symbol of masculinity and dominance than the substance of masculinity and dominance. If you bring the right energy, the right conversation to her, and you're at least somewhere within her wheelhouse, that sexual attraction level is high enough, then it'll work. It's Cody Brodie. I'm out.